Hi there, welcome back. I am here to do an update on my rolling project pan. If you saw the last video, you would have seen that I was rethinking the rolling project pan, and really the conclusion on that was that I really don't want to focus on panning the color powder products that are the primary colors on the face, because I just found that I was getting frustrated with the inability to be more creative with my makeup, and so I've decided to restrict a little bit more the categories that end up in my project pan, because I really do want to have it rolling, and when I do want to put a product in my project pan, I want to either finish it completely or decide that I don't like it, don't want to use it, and want to discard it. So I hope that makes sense. So the last project pan update, I had 16 items. So I'm going to offer the progress on those items today, and also introduce, for the products that I have finished, introduce the products that will replace them. And I'm intending to do another 16 items plus one bonus liquid item that I would also like to do. So let's start with the products that I have used up. I consider, as I said in my large number of empties, that I considered this product done. This is the, see if I can get the name up, the Christian Dior lipstick. So very much empty, and what it is that I depotted the remainder of it. Now I consider it done because it was at the plastic, which means you couldn't really use it as the lipstick without modifying it. And I intend to use the rest of it. I really like the color of it. Reflet Pensé, which is sheer pansy, but it's a very old, I won't tell you how old, very old lipstick. And so I want to still use it because I like it and it hasn't gone off. But it is now, from a project pan perspective, it's gone. All right, so that's the one. Now, a lot of lipstick products this time around. There were three Quo glosses that I was working through. This is the third one. So all three of them have gone through my project pan because they were old glosses. And so now I can officially call that trio done, and I'm so happy. They were on my mind and they were nice colors, but I just wasn't using them, and this project really enabled me to focus on them and use them. And this last one I took with me to Guatemala, which was a real help because it was very hot and gloss tended to be the thing I used. I also used that Christian Dior lipstick as well while I was away, and that helped me get down to the nub, if you will, that caused me to depot it. Third one that I brought with me to Guatemala, the Tartiste birthday suit. I did not end up using during the trip, but I was really close to being done. And I don't know if you can see, maybe you can see inside. I mean, I scraped the sides. This thing is dry. It does not apply worth beans anymore. And so I'm very happy to say that the birthday gift from last year from Sephora is done. All right. Moving on. I think that's it for what I have finished. I am working on this powder, which is the Sephora Powder Primer, Powder Eye Primer from the Beauty Amplifier series. And I enjoy it. The reason I buy it, because really what all it is a light tan type color for the eye, is I don't like taking a palette that I use regularly and always going to the same shade to set liquid or cream primer that I have. And this is the first one like that I've finished, and I know that I want it to be part of my routine. All right, so moving on. This one is it's a little dusty. This is the Physicians Formula Mineral Wear Talc-Free Mineral Face Powder in Translucent. And so this is what it looks like. Now, here's the funny thing, is I was comparing pictures, and I will have pictures, the before and afters of all these project pans from the beginning of the project pan to now. I'm shocked at how the pattern hasn't changed, and really when we look from one picture to the next, unless I look at it sideways, I don't really see that much of the progress, but all of a sudden now, as I look at it differently, I see it. I don't know if you were able to see some of the wear on there, but I like it, and for the summer months, I'm really enjoying this powder and will use it up, but I am looking forward to finishing it so that I can try some other powder products. So that's the update on that one. Going to more face products. This is my Maybelline concealer. It will be done by the next update. I was having trouble using this because I was only using it on the edges of my nose to take care of the redness from the capillaries. And what I found was that I could use this very, very lightly on my cheeks, especially because I got some emergence of sunspots and whatnot because of spending 3 weeks in the sun, and this has been kind of nice, and it's a little bit of something that I might keep doing just because I found it works, and it's not too cakey and it's not too thick, not cakey, but just thick on the skin. I was a little worried about that, but I really rub a big area on my cheeks with very little concealer as one of the early steps in the process, and I find I really like it. One that I love to hate, and if you like this product, please, it's just personal preference. The Laura Mercier cream, there we go, cream caviar stick. It was a kind of a deluxe sample that I got, and I don't care for it. It's kind of shiny, beigey, taupey kind of a look. It's in the shade Au Naturel. And now that I'm done with the sample of the Too Faced Shadow Insurance that I wanted to use, I'm back at this, and I'm putting this on my eye first as my cream primer and then setting it with that other powder that I showed you earlier in my project pan. I am going to be through this sucker pretty quick. I brought it on vacation, only used it a little bit, and so now I know that in the next month I should be done with it, which will be super, super nice. All right, next one up, which is just wild, is this What's Up highlighter. And I'm going to keep it in this project. I'm using it practically every day, and I'm barely making a dent in it. So I may decide that I want to keep this aside for travel purposes because a cream highlight is nice, even if it's hot weather or whatnot. And I mentioned that during my What Did I Bring It to Guatemala trip video. I'm going to keep it one more month, but I'm not sure if it's going to stay in my rolling project pan afterwards. I can see the practicality of keeping a cream highlighter around, and it's fairly new to my collection anyway, so I think that I may not keep it beyond one more month. The next product is the Hoola contour. Now, I have just before this video, which in retrospect I should have waited, I was pretty much right up to the plastic on this one, and I don't consider this one done. I have, however, depotted the product and will be going in and using it. It's just the practical nature of it was no longer there, so I just decided to depot so I can continue using it. So you'll see hopefully it being completely gone, which I have no doubt I will be able to do in the next update. One more that I have here is the Tartiste lip pencil. It is still in my rolling project pan. I have removed that sample, that Menace sample from Urban Decay, because I just think it's silly to have a sample in a rolling project pan. So I just removed that and I'm substituting for something else. I will continue to work on this. I'm going to have a focus on Tarte lipsticks coming up, and so that will definitely be in with my use of the lip paints, because there's a color that I think this lip pencil will work well with, and that's how I think I'm going to end up being able to use a fair amount of it. I mean, it's a small lip pencil, so it should be pretty doable. Another product that I had, now I had it in a tube, and it was driving me a little bit crazy, and that is the, I've depotted now, it is the Sephora Beauty Amplifier silicone based primer. And so you see I have quite a bit here. I've put down exactly what it is on top so I can keep track of it. I prefer dipping in my finger and getting the primer that I want out of it, and I don't have to fight with the squeezy tube. So that's what I've decided to do. Right now I'm using the Porefessional from Benefit and also the Too Faced Hangover just because of the focus on new products that I have. But as soon as I'm not using those primers, which is, you know, a matter of days, I will be back at this, and I'm hoping that within 1 or 2 updates I will be done with it. A couple of products that I have some update on. This one not much. This is the M302 or 304, I'm not sure. It's a blush, a deluxe sample from Makeup Forever. Not much progress on it because I was focusing more on this guy. This one is the S214, again, from Makeup Forever. I made quite a dent in it, but I've decided to set those two aside. So I'm not going to have them continuing on in this rolling project pan. I really like having these two guys for travel, and I want to use them in conjunction with Makeup Forever eyeshadows. I'd like to see those products and how they work together, and I haven't done that yet. So when I incorporate in my exploration of my palettes for a given number of weeks or days, I'm going to make sure that I'm using these blushes along with the Makeup Forever eyeshadows. So that's why I'm pulling them out of the project pan, because you know what, I was making a tremendous amount of progress and I really want to save some of that product for that. It may end up back in my rolling project pan when I've satisfied my curiosity, but for now I'm putting them aside. One other product that I'm getting rid of out of my project pan for now, rolling project pan, is this Physicians Formula CC cream. And the reason I'm getting rid of that is it's getting to summer months. I have tanned quite a bit because of the vacation I was on, and I have to I can't really use this product right now, and in retrospect, was it smart to put it in the project pan when I knew I was going to Guatemala? Well, you know, hindsight's 20/20. Fine, yeah, not the best idea. It was in my project, it needs to be yanked, but when we get back in the fall, late fall, I will definitely consider putting it back in because it's a product I don't like that much. Up close, it looks cakey, but I do still want to finish it, and so I think I'll be rotating it back in when it makes sense. So I had 16 products, 3 of them are getting yanked, 3 of them I considered finished. So what am I replacing this project with? And this project, just to be clear, I had done an update in February for my project pan, but then March and part of April I was away in Guatemala, so now we are early May, actually getting close to mid-May, and that's when I'm doing my update. I am probably not going to have a ton of progress to show you by the end of May, but at least I'm introducing some more products. Okay, so I'm doing the Covergirl Radiance. This is a 105 in Ivory. And I've been using this product on a regular basis, but I would really like to finish it up and cycle it out of my collection because there are other light colored powders that I would like to be using, namely the Fit Me 220 Set and Smooth. I'm also going to be putting in this powder, which is a Makeup Forever high definition powder. And it's a finishing powder, and I'm really bad at using finishing powders. I just don't have that as a step, and I really want this powder in my routine so that I learn what it's like and whether I like to incorporate those in. So more of a training for me, I guess, but at the same time, why wouldn't I finish it? It's a nice sample, and it's been hanging around for a long time. I'm also going to put in, now I depotted horribly this blush. This is the Insightful Tarte blush. It was a deluxe mini from the Tarte collection, and I would like to focus when I don't have another blush that I am really focusing on, that'll just be my go-to. So in times where I don't need to be using or don't intend to be using a blush from a given brand, I'll just end up using that blush. And it looks like it's pretty universal, not too much to one side or the other, no shimmer, so I think I can use it pretty much with any look. I do want to get back to and use up my Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. It's a great smelling bronzer. If I'm not using another bronzer again that I'm focusing on, this will be my go-to, just the same kind of situation as the Tarte blush. I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever. It's about a half to 2/3 of the way up the bottle still. And, oh, I even put a line there. There we go. That's where it is right now. And I want to use it up. I have had since fall of 2016, and I really want to make sure I use it before it is no longer good, because I paid some good money for it and I might as well get my use out of it. All right, 3 lip products that I want to get through and use up. 1 lip paint and 2 glossy lip paints. FOMO. It's a nice color, and I have maybe used it once, so there's a lot to go through here. So this is the next one, which is Goals, and this one is a glossy lip paint. The last color, can we see it well? Okay, right there. And I think that you can see how I could probably use these two together, so this will help me use up the pencil. And finally, I've talked about a 17th item sort of as a bonus, as all my lipsticks go smashing. And that is the Sephora Beauty Amplifier. So I got this a long time ago. It is the smallest bottle that I have of setting spray, and it's fine. It works fine. It's a smaller bottle, and I don't tend to reach for it, and it would just be nice to just move it along, get it finished, and just go back to my usual setting spray, because I tend to always go for the Maybelline Master Fix. Keep going for that bottle, keep going for that bottle, and this bottle was literally collecting dust, and I'd like to just get it done. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to have progress pictures, all one after the other, in stills after I am done yakking. And you can take a look at the progress since I started my rolling project pan in December of 2017. I hope you find that enjoyable. And if you have any questions or comments about my rolling project pan, I would love to hear those comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And I look forward to seeing you in the next update. Thanks for watching, and take care.